No matter how pleasant your communication is, you still cannot relax and trust fully. No matter how anyone is trying and doing their good job, you still feel that you need to control, because if you do it by yourself, you're gonna do it better. You have the need to predict every outcome, overthinking all the best scenarios in your head, and you feel tired from this. Okay, in today's video we are going to speak about why do we have trust issues, like why that is happening with us, how to build it, how to build trust to others, and what will change in the life of the person who has a strong feeling of trust to others. Okay, first of all, I want to bring a little bit of astrology into here to just make it more understandable, and please trust me, trust. So give me a chance to explain it the way you will understand if you don't understand astrology at all. So what astrology does, it actually divides different energies in categories. So like, let's say when we speak about artistic endeavors, our creative view, our sense of liking something, what we are attracted to, what we enjoy in life, what gives us pleasure, how we present ourselves in the attractive way, or all of these things, like all the beautiful stuff, everything connected to all things of ecstatic and pleasure and orgasms and all of these things. All of that, to not say it every time as a list, in astrology we call it Venus energies. And when we talk about the trust, this is the play of sun energy and moon energy. And now I will explain you how. The point is that sun is what you actually know about your zodiac sign. From the planet Earth, we look on the sky and we see that right now, in the moment of your birth, this sun is transiting through, let's say, Leo. So when you know your sun sign, you kind of know how you are actually enjoying to express yourself to others. So this is one side of the sun energy. Also, sun energy is connected to our inner world, how we are connected to our inner world. I know that if you are in astrology, you know that everything connected to inner processes and emotions, our feminine side, this is moon. And the play of these two, actually, this is how we are taking care about our inner world, because moon, our emotions, is about how we react on stuff, and sun, our inner strengths. This is how we are dealing with it, what we are doing with it. This is how our confidence builds. This is how our independence, different things, trust, energy is also connected to sun. Exactly, because trust is highly connected to honesty. And honesty, it's like where everything is clear. Clarity is where, like everything is the way it is. And the sunlight always shines the way that you see everything on the sunlight. When it's no light, for example, when it's dark, you don't see clear. And so the point is that clarity, honesty, and things connected to trust, they're connected to sun energy. So if we have trust issues and control issues, control also is like taking care about the situation. This is what our sun energy is responsible for. These things needs to be balanced if you find that you have this kind of issues. And so the thing is that when we are emotionally does not feel safe, actually in our own skin, when we don't take care about our own emotional world, we are not feeling safe next to other people, because we don't know what we can expect from them. It means our sun energy, our masculine side, is not providing the enough protection to our emotions, so we feel very naked and kind of sensitive to what is going on the outer level. And so instead of controlling our own processing inside and working with that, we usually have the tendency to control what's going on the outside. And so I'll give you like interesting example from my own experience to just make it more clear. So once one of my friends had to come to me, stay for a night at my home, and she was supposed to come with her daughter. Obviously, when you invite someone, you always think how to take care about them, how to put them to sleep well, or how to feed them. You buy something interesting food and drinks, And so that's exactly what I did. And for me, it was such a fun, for example, to wake up together and prepare breakfast for three of us, and kind of spend time like this. And so when I woke up, I was doing my yoga, and when I finished, I came in the kitchen and I saw that my friend already cooked something what she bought before, something very, very simple, so wanted to do it fast to not bother me. And she said, we already finished eating, so you don't worry. And I was so confused. I was like, why? Like, why? She said, because I was taking care that my kid eats properly in this, like in that time. The kid is not toddler, just in case. And I was like, but I'm not the teenager. I bought food for all of us. I mean, I was supposed to do something interesting for us. And I was just so surprised that she needed to control this moment. Even we are friends for maybe 10 years already. And for me, it was such an interesting example of that person could over controlling the situation, instead of relax and give someone else space for care for them. So the sun energy of this person, instead of caring about the moon inside, so moon, our emotional world, how we feel. So if you don't want to worry, you think that you have to care about this somehow. So to prevent any pain or disappointment, sadness, And so sun energy is about, it's like our shield for our emotional world. It's our inner strength, which helps us to navigate in different situations. And in that exact situation, instead of give self the confidence that trust the situation, trust your friend, she will take care about you. The sun decides, instead of taking care about inner process, starting to control outer world processes and doing everything on the outer world. And so the point is that when we are doing like this, it means that we have tendency in our subconscious to worry more, like to depend more of what's going on the outside instead of what's going on inside. And this is when we know that we need care about our sun energy, because sun energy is independence, when we are dependent on our inner processes. Because the point of trust, like the belief system in ourselves, are built that way that if something on the outer world, like any circumstances, will be like not good, our inner world will suffer. So this must be disconnected. The point is that we have to understand that whatever is going on in the outer world, it's what's going on out there. What is going on inside, this is what we can take care of. This is our job. We cannot control what is going on outside, because we'll always be exhausted and it's never possible. So this is why our belief system needs to be healed in the way of trusting the plan, the divine order or divine circumstances. And I will tell you one thing which you can probably not like, but I'm studying these things since 2014 really deeply. And the point is that when we are before birth, we are actually choosing the circumstances which we are going to face. I mean, not everything, but there will be A, B, C, D, E, F, G situations, like for example, the graduation or marriage or, I don't know, car accident or birth of a child or some really huge disease or, like some great success in career, like just any of kind of these things. They are stable. We are choosing them, our soul choosing those serious stuff for our own evolution. We cannot control them. But a lot of ways on how we go somehow, this is what we choose. And if you are thinking like, what am I even talking about? Like, how can I know it? I want you just make a small research. It's a very interesting topic, by the way. About near-death experiences, and there are so many interesting stories what people had when they were in coma. For example, they were facing really hard stuff in their life and they decided to take their own life, or something terrible happened with them, like accident or something like that. And while they were in coma, what kind of stuff they were experiencing, and they were actually meeting their guide or like guardian angel, we can say it. And so everyone was told that you chose those kind of scenarios. You want it, like your soul needs the evolution through this kind of experience, exactly this. So it's very interesting. And also another thing about this, when you can find in the book of Michael Newton, he actually has 3 books. He is a hypnotherapist, and he was asking people, his book is built with dialogues with people while they're in hypnosis, and they were sharing different things with him, what was going on with them after they died in the previous life, then what they were going through in the spiritual realm, and then when they come back here. And you can see, when if you understand a little bit of psychology, you will feel that he is not attached to any kind of so the questions which he asked, like absolutely out of curiosity, like about God, about abortions, about why we have specific gender, or why we face some very hard situations, like some person has the experience of sexual assault, for example, or all of those things he asked, and in a very interesting way you get the answers of the fact that everything is not that complicated as we always thought, and that when we have this vision, it helps us to trust that we cannot avoid everything bad in life. We can help others to navigate, but the more trust we have to them or to the whole process of how it all goes, it like goes the way it has to be. And so when we are allowing people to do their mistakes, we give them space for expressing their own visions, and when we are not controlling them, we allow those mistakes to teach them, and we allow ourselves to learn how to trust more. And even when we are facing some terrible situation and we cannot relax, it means that our job is not kind of question our own trust. This is the moment when we have to kind of think why we decided to depend on that. Like maybe something in the way we were processing it needs renovation, but not questioning the trust to self. And so now we are coming to the point, like why exactly we have the trust issues. The point is that trust to other people always builds on the ability to trust ourselves. To trust ourselves when we are choosing the person who we can trust, or when we are choosing something or some work or some experience. And when we were not allowed by our parents somewhere throughout life to do different mistakes, we don't have much experience of how to face something, to do a mistake, how to learn from it and move on. Because maybe we are just stuck in the moment of criticizing self for this mistake, and we just stay deeper and deeper in the belief that I'm not capable to choose the right thing for myself. Instead of, I trusted that, it went wrong. For example, I made a mistake. What exactly went wrong? Like the moment of processing is not happening. It's just the humiliation of self after not making the right choice. So when you are giving yourself the space to do mistakes, you learn how to kind of choose more better things for yourself, because you're learning from this. And when you are trusting yourself, and also you know how to process things which are going on inside of you, you know that you are dependable on yourself, that even if something from the outside happening with you which you don't like, it does not go into influencing you that much. So the outer world circumstances will not mean that much. And that's why when you feel that this shift is happening, so you will not need that much to control what's going on the outside, because your job is to control how you react on that, and not numbing, not ignoring, not feeling overwhelmed and in fear, but kind of thinking that you are processing by suffering. The processing happens when you are asking yourself why you made this choice, what made you feel that you can trust here. Like you ask yourself, like to go deeper to understand where was this mistake, what was the mistake exactly. And so you will prevent yourself in future from this. And by doing this, you feel that you can depend on yourself. So when you build in this trust to self, it's much easier to trust others. So if you want to know how much do you trust yourself, are you ready to kind of be honest about different things. Because, for example, if you know that in business, the marketing campaign and the product you eventually got, if they don't match, you will not trust the business anymore. And the point is that it has to be honestly what they said in the advertising campaign and what you get eventually, like from the product or from the service, the value. It has to match. And that's why you see, oh, they're honest. So your point is the same. Like, are you truly honest with different things? Like, for example, can you admit about yourself that you can be toxic? For example, sometimes for some people, are you ready to admit it about self? Or can you admit that sometimes you can be childish in some areas? Can you admit that there are relationships in your life where you keep tolerating some ugly stuff because you are not ready to kind of face the situation and deal with it somehow? Can you admit, for example, that when you are making some decision in your life about your next step or the way you're gonna look or something about your own stuff, how you will be seen in this moment, for example, through the eyes of some person or some parent or some friend or some group of people? Are you doing this, like imagining them seeing you? Like, can you admit to yourself that you're doing it? Or can you admit that, for example, if you're attracted to someone and then eventually everything was not going well, that it was actually your choice to choose this person, and it was your choice to trust this person, and it was your decision to think that something is going to work here? Like, are you ready to look the truth in the eyes? And so the point here is not admitting that you are wrong, that you're like abnormal or weird or stupid. No, the point is here is to like realize, and by the way, not the point to feel that you are the victim. And here you can notice that you can easily slide to the victim mentality. And can you admit this fact, that you have this tendency to feel that you was actually the victim in different situations which I just mentioned? So the point is that to not do that. Your point is to realize it and to process it and to support yourself on the way. Like, for example, can you admit that you are toxic to some people? When you admit it, your job is not to feel idiot and loser and oh my god, I'm also bad, like oh my god. But you have awareness of the fact which are going on inside of you. Like, how can you change? Or maybe why this person invokes in you this type of behavior. So it's like about being objective. It's not only about 100%, always one person is guilty, another is one. No. Something on the energy field attracts such behavior. And you can notice that with some people you can be, how to say it, more toxic. With some people you are softer. With some people you are too soft. You know, you notice that with different people, your energy can also change. And it doesn't mean that you are not strong. It just means that when two energies kind of connect, you both feel it somehow. And the partner, for example, when we choose someone, or a friend, it's someone with who when our energies get along really well and we evolve together, but not toxically killing each other in different parts. And so the point is here is that when we start to look the truth in the eyes without staying in victim position, but trying to like be aware of this and work with this and support ourselves and think how we can it just depends on the situation, like what kind of steps you can do about it. And so when you are honest about it, you are not afraid to be honest with another people about yourself. Let's say when you are telling someone a secret, tell only those secrets which you are accepting about you. Because some people do it just to build a connection, or trying to, like, they're waiting that another person will tell that it's not that bad, you know, it's okay, that, you know, some kind of validation or approval. But it's not what's going to end up well. And usually if you are not accepting it inside of you, by sharing it, you will not face acceptance, and you will get stuck more deeper in this fact that it's weird and something is wrong with you. Only when you absolutely accept it about yourself and you are like, yes, if you will post it tomorrow in social media about me, I will say, okay, it's shameful, it's sad to admit, but yes, this is me. This is what I did. This is who I am. This is like this. Okay. So if you can't do this, do not tell it to people. And you will always face acceptance from their side only when you are accepting it inside of you. And so when we come back to the honesty part, when we are honest with ourselves and when we are accepting different stuff about ourselves, because we are dependent on self, on our own vision of who we really are, we don't wait that someone will approve anything about us. We are approving this about, like, we have ourselves to deal with ourselves, and everyone has themselves. So when we are doing like this with self, when we are ready to be honest with ourselves, we know that we can trust our own choices. And if we losing something or our choice was wrong, we can analyze why and move on without losing trust to self, but remaining trust, still being more careful, or having some experience or some wisdom in the subject, so you would go a little bit more experienced. And overall, human life is about getting an experience to expand, to grow. Like, our energy expands when we are diving into different experiences. And so we can understand ourselves more through different experiences. Even if we are going through mistakes, it means that we just tried and it didn't work well. So, okay, what could work better, you know? So every time you, without any hate or humiliation, you talk with yourself in a very respectful form. And this kind of approach to your own inner processes, and by the way, I have videos about the inner strength and inner authority, just to strengthen these things, like about sun energy inside of us. So when we are strengthening it, we are naturally feeling more relaxed, because we trust in ourselves that whatever happens with me, I can depend on me to solve it. I will find the way. I will find the way how to lick these wounds inside of me. I will take myself out. And so by having this mindset, for you to trust others becomes much easier, because you are not waiting for them to approve, to validate, to not hurt, to not do something what will influence in like your kind of already not stable mood and inner lack of peace. So whatever is going on the outside is not that much influencing you. That's the point. Because the need for control comes from the need to control what's going on the outside, so I would feel better. But when I feel better, no matter what, I can easily delegate control to someone else. Because even if they do something really, really wrong, this is the way how they learn. And if something very, very terrible happened, as I already told you, it does not happen because like it's not random stuff. Like very terrible things, they are not random, and we cannot control them, unfortunately. But for some reasons, for some divine reason, those situations and circumstances, I needed to be there. Obviously, if you don't care about your child and you don't even see how your child is growing, those child can get into trouble for you to take more kind of attention. Like, you're not caring about this part inside of yourself, so obviously you have something like a mirroring. The child in your kind of ecosystem is not doing well. And so the point is to have this balance of being the parent who cares about the child or another person, but allowing them to do different mistakes so they would know how to do better. And in this moment, when you know that whatever happens, it happens because it needs to be happen this way, you kind of have this trust into divine. So you'd have trust into yourself, trust into divine, and trust to the person that they have this skill, maybe already, like child climbs on the tree. You will be controlling only when you are afraid the child will fall, because you're not believing that they will be kind of taking care about themselves enough. But when you are allowing more from the childhood for them to do different things in the in the playground, everywhere, you see that they used to take care about themselves. Generally, my childhood was like never on any playground. Like how crazy I was, my parents never told me, Julia, don't do it. Julia is too much. Julia, it's scary. Never heard it. And I didn't know it's scary. And always in that moment, just remember this moment, how it was built like inside of me. Every time when I was going too far, like too much. And so I remember like how my knees was trembling, but I was telling inside of me that I am the only one who can right now do it right. And how like I was all my concern, everything, like all my energy was on, like for example, keeping by the hands for something, or how to do the right steps to climb back on the floor, you know? So I never waited or screaming that someone should help me, because this is how I actually was building this trust to self, is that I can do it. Like I will just do everything I can to do it easily. But if in this every moment when I had it, my parents were helping me or telling me, Julie, it's too scary, don't do it, oh my god, why are you there? That would ruin everything. And so that was a great lesson from my parents. They allowed me to do a lot of mistakes, which helped me to build this feeling that I am able to take care about myself and I can like trust me. This is the first person who I trust the most. And that's why for me it's quite easy to trust others, because I know they're trying to do their best. And if they betray, trust me, I had a lot of people who betrayed my trust. Still, I can't say that I lost trust to them. I would just say that I don't find it that much interesting to interact, because you know why it hurts when we face, for example, cheating from the partner. The point is that when we go deeper into this, we can think that we love the person, right? And if we truly love someone, we really kind of glad when our person finds, I don't know, new hobby or anything that makes them happy. And of course, like obviously, when they spend a good time having wonderful orgasms with somewhere else, why would it bother? In general, it's like you're enjoying your life, wonderful. But we are living in a society with such mindsets, such attitude, that for us it counts as a betrayal. And the point is that the problem is not that the person was happy with someone else. The problem is that we all know that if we are in a committed relationships, for example, and someone behaves like this, it means this person, when they were making a choice to do it, they were actually knowing that if you find out, it will bring a lot of pain, and it can actually ruin your relationship forever. It's a possibility. And when person having this in mind still doing it, you realize that the way person sees you in this relationship are not that valuable. And when you understand this is what actually hurts. Because it's not really the point about how they spend time, but that they are not valuing your trust. And with time, when you are building trust to self, you will see that such circumstances, they will give you just more like thinking of, it's not you are deserving this, or you're not worthy or valuable. The point is that the behavior of the person just talks about their lack of integrity or their level of honesty, also about themselves, because when you're choosing to cheat, you're actually just admitting that you made a wrong choice, but you don't want to admit it to self. And so when you kind of understand this, you understand that you just don't want to merge your energy anymore with someone who has this kind of mentality, but it doesn't estimate you anyhow. So that's the main point, that people, what they do, it doesn't have to shake our own self-esteem, because this is what they do, this is who they are. It's not talking about like who we are. It's just mirroring some of our insecurities. Okay, and the last thing which I want to add here is that it's important for us to be honest and sincere with others, not to impress them, but to actually feel this respect to self and the integrity. Because when you accept yourself, you can, from the inside, you can naturally be you without fakeness and without any wish to be approved or understood from the outside, because you don't need it that much. That's why it's easy to trust others, because you just being you and they are they, and this is it. This is like this. So you don't have to control anything to feel better, because you control yourself inside. Okay, it was a long one, but it's important topic for us, because trust is really important thing for our heart and for our inner peace. And also, if you have questions, please let me know in the comment section. And if you want a personal reading for you and to find out where is your sun and moon and how they get along and how do you taking care about your inner world and your protection, you can see the link down below. This is the link on the calendar to book a session with me. And I do also therapy sessions if you're interested. Okay, see you in the next videos. Bye bye.